Hello guys, how you guys doing today? Happy weekend to every one of you. This particular video, now Kenneth Okonkwo can scatter everywhere. This particular video will shock you. Coming directly from Kenneth Okonkwo, in fact, he bullet pointed what is affecting us right now in Nigeria. He elaborated by analyzing Tinubu's 2 years in office. He went on to Oshiomhole, he scattered Oshiomhole. Then he went on to Bwala and the state of the nation in totality. I would like us to listen to him.
How will you then assess the first 2 years? I think probably in a few more days, it will be exactly 2 years. What would be your general assessment before we go into the details?
Very good. I will restrain myself from using my words and my opinion so that people do not say that I am already, in a camp against the incumbent. I am going to use the words of APC members, of Southwest people, of Muslims. These are his own people and constituency. Not long ago, the Islamic clerics from the north came out to disassociate themselves from same-faith ticket as a result of the performance of this government. These were the people that were willing to go on jihad when this man chose a fellow Muslim to be his vice president. And they said they would go on jihad if they don't put them in. Today, they have repudiated that ticket because of the terrible performance of this government in power. The people from Southwest, particularly from Omeko, the city where Bwala Tinubu claims to be his own town, they were the first that shot the first salvo. Ebing power. We are hungry. And this has been corroborated by the World Bank. And the World Bank was even merciless in their submission by saying that throughout the tenure of Tinubu, we will be hungry and we will continue to be more hungry. They say 3.6% of the people will continue to enter into deeper poverty. And by 2027, more than 56% of the population will be in abject poverty. Now, the APC people want Onopasa to be precise. He said he does not know where this man's administrative style came from. That he has no business in Aso Rock and that they will ensure he does not smell there and does not have second term. Now, he's a one-term president. Summing up these are people that were willing to die for this government when this government came in. They have weighed this government on a scale and they have found this government wanting. They have cancelled this government, and I agree with them in their submission that this government is only a one-term government because Nigeria is perishing. Okay, this is even factual things, strange things that I cannot even explain. It's happening in this government. You have seen where they say, this is strange things. I can't explain. A 10-year-old boy pregnanting 10 girls within 5 months.
Is that the problem?
That's what I'm saying. Strange things. In the next 9 months, the guy will be a father of 10 children. Strange. Okay. Look at another strange thing.
Okay.
In the JAMB, you could see how technical glitch consumed 379,000 results, leading to the suicide of one lady. But here is the difference. Sadly. Your Loyode man came out in tears, in total remorse, apologized, owned up, identified the polling units, ordered a retake, and to ameliorate the situation.
I think that is honorable.
Wonderful, very honorable. Compare that with Professor Yakubu, who owned up there was a technical glitch, who refused to identify the polling units affected and refused to conduct a rerun and shamelessly came and declared the results from the sky and told people to go to court. They reminded Oloyede, the JAMB register. People petitioned. He listened to them, investigated it, and said they were correct. People petitioned Yakubu, the opposition. On that day, he was declaring that result. And they played back his own tape, audio tape. He listened to it, yet he continued and told them to go to court. That's the difference between being honorable and being dishonorable. Nobody should give 1 naira again to that Yakubu until he retires. He's looking for retirement benefit. It's the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria in terms of electoral jurisprudence and electoral process. Now, coming to Tinubu's own issue, let's talk about the basic things about government, proceed, which is the security and welfare of the people.
Just a minute, Ken. Just for purposes of fair comments, Professor Yakubu, we are open to your right of reply. This is the view of Kenneth Okonkwo, to which is entitled.
Absolutely.
If you or any of your aides also want to give a counter, this forum is very open. Please go on to the details now.
Thank you very much. I said what I said unapologetically because Oloyede acknowledged technical glitch. Use the same word.
Just move on. Yeah.
Very good. Now, let's take the issue of security and welfare, which the Constitution said is the primary duty of government. Tinubu's government has worsened the security of this nation. Please don't take my words for it. Take the words of Governor Zulum. He said Boko Haram is resurging in the northeast because they have taken away the resources, military resources, meant to fight Boko Haram to the northwest. And now, within 24 hours, within 48 hours, more than 10 of our well-trained soldiers humiliated, killed, after he has warned. So this is a government of the deaf and the dumb. A governor told you, look at what is happening. We need urgent response. None was given. Today, Boko Haram ISWAP, the reinsurgency is manifesting in the northeast. Failure for him. Let's come to North Central. You saw what is happening in Plateau State. They killed the first 50-something persons. The governor of Plateau screamed. What did this government do? Nothing. Within 24 hours, 48 hours, they killed more people, going to 100. And you know what the media aide of the president said? Plateau governor, go and mind your business. Go and take care of your people. You're not implementing, shifting responsibility. The president was in Paris when those things were happening. He couldn't cut his visit short. This is Plateau. And the governor, in tears, was telling his people that they would see what they would do. Whatever happened to the state police, when this president was a governor, all his successors were most vociferous on the issue of state police. And I mentioned Fashola, who has been saying it repeatedly, that you cannot give somebody responsibility without giving him authority to perform. These are his proteges. And I told them that tyrants don't always like to devolve power. That now that he's president, a man that can make the National Assembly to do the impossible within hours, can no longer make them to amend the Constitution to give us state police.
Do you think that is...
It is because he doesn't want it. As simple as that. You were saying something about his, threats, as in when he wants something.
Yeah.
Good. I listened to the khaki-wearing politician who used to say he's fighting for the people, but who is now a bourgeois in your studio. I'm talking about Adam Sali Oshiomhole. And when he was talking about Tinubu, he said, Tinubu is the only person that has not decamped from one party to the other, trying to create the deceit of consistency. Because we are talking about going into 2 years. The most inconsistent politician in Nigeria that has no ideology, no policy, no principle is His Excellency Bwala Tinubu. I take it from 1999. I always say, don't take my words for it. You know, we're talking about coalition. We're talking about this.
Yes.
And then somebody wants to give him as an example as a person that has been consistent in being in opposition. White lie. In 1999, Tinubu was elected as a governor under AD. And his state is the most prominent state in Southwest.
Right.
The same 1999, AD went into coalition with APP and produced Olufalaye, and they voted Olufalaye under APP coalition.
That was in
1999. They did not even wait the next year. In 2003,
right.
Tinubu, as an AD governor,
Right.
they went into coalition with PDP, the same PDP, and they voted for Olusegun Obasanjo. Tinubu particularly showed his ballot paper and showed how he voted for Olusegun Obasanjo. They dumped Olufalaye. In 2000 and...
Did Olufalaye run in 2003?
Yes. No, he did not run. They've backed him up.
Yeah. So you can't say you dumped him in
What?
2003 because he didn't run in 2003.
That's Eddie.
Yeah, but he didn't run in 2003.
He did not run now. That's why they dumped him. They
Okay.
Good. They endorsed Olusegun Obasanjo to be their sole.
Yeah, but you didn't know that
Of another party.
You didn't know that Olufalaye wanted to run in 2003.
Whatever it is, he did not run.
So you didn't know. So you can't say they dumped him.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Because he ran for them
in
1999.
Right.
In 2003, Obasanjo, that is his arch political, he call it rival, call it opponent in the Southwest. He aligned with him and personally voted for him, coalition with PDP. In 2007, and that is where Oshiomhole told a white lie. Tinubu had already fallen out with AD and their leadership at Afenifere. He dumped them. He formed AC. And as a sitting governor of AD, decamped to AC because AD was still there.
No, but AD collapsed into AC, Kenneth.
No, they did not collapse. AD as a political party was still existing. He destroyed AD so that he will now no longer be under the leadership of AD, which is controlled and was controlled by Afenifere. So he formed a new party, AC. Remember, he ran under AD in 2003. In 2007, he wanted to run with Atiku Abubakar. The same Tinubu endorsed Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar was the presidential candidate of AC 2007. He wanted to be the vice presidential candidate. Atiku refused because of the Muslim ticket. So he decamped from AD into AC. Clearly, in 2011, he supported Goodluck Jonathan of PDP. Patient Jonathan just confirmed it by thanking them for throwing their support to the husband and herself. 2011.
Right.
In 2015, not because he loved Jonathan, but because Buhari did not agree with his terms. And that was why the coalition collapsed in 2011. In 2015, Buhari was willing to agree and concede to him. And he supported Buhari. This is a man that has never supported two presidential candidates in two elections from 1999 to 2015. 5 electoral circles. And you're telling me about consistency?
Okay, I don't understand
Yes.
the logic of bringing a Bwala. Since you raised it, I don't understand the logic of making a Bwala a spokesperson. If you wanted to neutralize him, based on all the things that he has said about the president,
Yes.
it refers badly on both of them, both himself and the president. Now, if the president wants to neutralize him, which is what I think he's doing,
Yes.
or if he wants to
That's
settle
what he
him,
did.
go and put him somewhere, but to bring a Bwala, and it refers badly, poorly on the character of Bwala.
Now.
And you see how Bwala has had to fight. You know, there was even a time he went on TV and he was looking for water.
Yes.
I mean,
his throat was dry.
You know, but that's a side by.
Exactly.
You know,
the only reason he was taken was to deny the opposition of Bwala.
I
think I
agree.
Immediately he was taken. Bwala wanted to say, I'm the spokesperson. I said, shut up. You are not.
Yeah.
Can you imagine bringing a lawyer and saying he's a policy analyst? No, what policy is analyzed?
Let's move on.
Economics or what?
You see, I'm always happy listening to Kenneth Okonkwo. His analytical view, how he analyzes things. If you check him from beginning to the end, he talk and say, I don't want to use my words. I want to respond to this by the people in APC. You see, so you cannot hold him for anything. This will not be him now. Maybe you might think he's a biased man or because he's an opposition and all that. He used the same people that have been complaining inside the same satanic APC to analyze this whole video. What do I know? This is Nigeria Watch Media. Join us every day, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's continue to talk about the things that are affecting us, guys. Take care, guys, and bye for now.